This is a summary of Hebrew nouns. Let's start with the definition. What are nouns? Nouns are words that are used to identify people, a child, a woman, a daughter, places, city, mountain, village, or things, a stone, a table, a book. Or they can also name a particular one of these things. For example, David is a specific person. Israel is a specific location, specific place. And these would be called a proper noun, proper nouns. All of these nouns also have a gender and number. Gender can be either masculine or feminine. For example, woman, that's feminine. Son would be masculine. And they also have a number, either singular or plural. Woman is singular, women would be a plural. In Hebrew, nouns also have a gender. They're either masculine or feminine. They have a number. They're either singular or plural. And they also have a state, either absolute or construct. In this video, we will look only on the absolute, so you do not have to worry about construct. So all the nouns we will cover will be absolute, either masculine or feminine, and they can also be either singular or plural. So noun in absolute form. Here is a summary of what they are. If a noun ends with a or t, these two feminine sounds, a or t, those are feminine singular. If it is ot, those are feminine plural. If it is im, those are masculine plural. And all of the rest will be masculine singular. And this is how it works. If we have some word and these three letters represent some random word in Hebrew, we look at the end. If the end is a, so long kamets, long a sound, and the he, remember the he is not pronounced, so it's just a long a, this would be a feminine word, feminine singular word. Also, if it ends with t, would be a feminine singular word. And both of these sounds, t and a, are feminine sounds. If we have a noun and it ends with im, the hirik yod, the extra long e, plus the final mem, this would be a word that would be masculine plural word. And finally, if we have a word and it ends with ot, this would be a feminine plural word. So let's look at the chart one more time. If we have a noun and that noun ends either with a or t, these would be feminine singular nouns. And you need to remember these two sounds because these are feminine sounds in Hebrew. We will see these sounds also with adjectives, with verbs and prepositions and suffixes, etc. So if we have a word and that word ends with a or t, it's a feminine word. Specifically with nouns, it would be feminine singular. So long a sound or the abrupt short t, those are feminine singular nouns. If we have ot, that will make it feminine plural. There is still the t for the feminine t, but now it also has the o in front of it. Ot is feminine plural. If we have im, the long im with the mem at the end, that's a masculine plural. For everything else, it's masculine singular. Therefore, this chart is not that difficult. We have only three forms. For feminine singular is a or t. Feminine plural is ot. Masculine plural is im. And everything else will be masculine singular. And this is how it works with the word melech. We have the word melech. The end is ch. If you look at the chart, it's not a or t at the end, so it's not feminine singular. It is not ot. It's not feminine plural. So there is no t sound, and there is no a sound at the end. It's not im, so it's not masculine plural, and therefore this is masculine singular. King, one king, singular. When you are seeing or parsing the noun and what you need to tell me about a noun, what we know is your gender, masculine or feminine, in this case masculine. Your number, singular, plural, in this case singular. And the state, in this video all of them are absolute. If we have the same word, melech, and now we have melachim at the end, this would be masculine plural, absolute. You may have also noticed that the vowels changed a little. Here we have a shorter vowels. The reason for that is that the word became longer, the accent moved to the end, and therefore the vowels need to be shorter because the beginning is going to be pronounced quicker. In English we do the opposite. In English the accent is at the front and therefore the vowels at the end are short. Here in Hebrew the vowels at the beginning are short and the ending will be accented. So from melech we go just to a short melachim. If we have a at the end, we still have the word melech, but now it's malcha. The long a sound is a feminine sound, therefore this is feminine word with in a singular number and the absolute state. So this is a feminine king, in other words, in English would be queen. And finally, if you look at this word, it's still melech. We do have a shorter vowel here, melech, melech. And we have ot at the end. This would be a feminine t, but also is a feminine plural and absolute. So many queens, plural, and the s at the end. Here are 7 examples. Yom. The mem, do not confuse it in the chart with the im. This is not im, this is just the mem on its own. It has the o in front of it, yom. This is masculine, singular, absolute. This doesn't fit the feminines, so it's not a or t or ot. Therefore it's masculine, singular, absolute, day. If we do add the im at the end, yomim, we still have the yom, yomim. Now we have the im at the end. This is masculine plural, absolute. Ben, we have the n at the end. This doesn't fit the feminine endings. This doesn't fit the masculine plural ending, and therefore this is masculine singular absolute, son. Banim, we have the im at the end. Sons, we have ben and im at the end, sons. Banim. Adama, we have the a at the end. That is a feminine sound, so therefore this is a feminine word. It is in singular and it is in absolute. Earth, ground, land. Chatat, the short t, the abrupt stop. This is a feminine sound and it is in singular, so it is feminine singular, absolute. This word means sin. And finally, artzot, we have the ot at the end. That is the feminine plural sound. So ot, feminine plural, absolute, lands. Now, unfortunately, there are some nouns that are irregular. Fortunately, or the good news is, there is not a lot of them and they are quite easy to recognize. Most of the nouns that are not very common in Hebrew are regular. So the nouns that are irregular are mainly found with nouns that you will see all over the place, and therefore you will get used to them quite easy, quite a lot. How do we know whether the noun is masculine, feminine, singular, plural? First of all, we look at the form, the chart that we went over, and from that form we know whether it's feminine or masculine, singular or plural. Another thing that you can also know is by the nature of the word. Is it a male or female? So a male word, for example, a son, a grandson, that would be a male, so therefore this would be masculine. If by nature the word is female, feminine, some kind of an animal or a person like a daughter, that would be a female, and therefore by nature the word would be feminine. So even though the word may look masculine, but if the nature of the word is feminine, therefore it would be feminine word. Number 3. All the body parts that come in twos, two, not more or less, specifically two, are all feminine. So legs, ears, hands, eyes, etc. Those are all feminine nouns in Hebrew. And most of these look masculine, but they are feminine. And finally, there are some, not a lot of them, that are just irregular nouns, and these you just need to memorize. You need to know from your vocabulary that these nouns are either masculine or feminine, though they look the opposite. Here's a list of body parts that come in doubles that are feminine, and these are the ones that are common in Old Testament. Yad. Yad looks masculine. This is feminine. The plural would be adim. Again, im looks like this is a masculine plural. This is a feminine noun, means hand. And as you can tell, it is used a lot in the Old Testament. Ein, again, looks masculine. This is a feminine. Enaim, im, at the end, this is still a masculine, though it looks, this is still a feminine, though it looks masculine. It means an eye, and it is also quite common in the Old Testament. It can also mean fountain or a spring. This is a secondary meaning because eyes are a source of water. Next, we have regel. Regel is a foot, and though it ends with l, which would be masculine ending, it looks masculine. It's not the feminine a or t or ot. This is a feminine word, and also the plural is im, which looks masculine, but it is still a feminine word. So all of these are feminine. This means foot or feet, not as common. And finally, we have ozen or ozanim, im at the end. These are ears, or in singular ear. Again, they look masculine. They are not. All of these are feminine nouns, and you just need to know this. And here's a list of the most common irregular nouns. Eretz. It is a feminine noun. The plural is regular, or tzot. We have the feminine plural. However, in singular, it does look like a masculine, but this is a feminine. Bait looks feminine because of the abrupt short t at the end. This is a masculine. Bait, house. Batim at the end, in the plural, it is irregular. So these are both regular in the plural, or in the singular, they are irregular. This is feminine, this is masculine. The next one, ir. This one is irregular in both. So this one is feminine. Ir, city, is feminine. Looks masculine, and also it looks masculine in the plural, but it's still feminine. Ish and isha are masculine and feminine. This is man and woman, and they are regular in singular. Notice that here we have just ish with the a at the end. The yod here doesn't exist. The yod didn't disappear. The yod here is just a vowel. It doesn't have anything underneath, and therefore this vowel just shortened to a shorter e. From hirik yod we just went to hirik, so it's still ish, but here it's ish with the a at the end. So this is woman and man. The trouble is with the plural. The plural gets the extra nun, and with the masculine there is an aleph. With the feminine it is not there. So anashim are men, plural, and anashim are women. There is a lot of plural men and women, and these are very confusing. Therefore, you need to really know the difference between these two plurals. Again, singular, regular, ish, isha, but the plural is the problem here. Av and bat are regular in singular. Av means father. This is a ending that looks masculine, and bat, we have the t. This is a feminine. Daughter. So these in singular are regular. The reason why I have them here is because father in the plural takes the feminine ot. Okay, so this is still masculine, though it takes the feminine plural. And daughters in the plural has the extra nun there, but not the connecting nun, which sometimes it's harder to recognize because of that extra nun there. Here are some examples. Arets. This looks masculine because of the t, however it is feminine. So this is feminine singular absolute noun and means land. The next example is arim, and this looks like im. This looks like a plural masculine, however this is feminine. So this is cities. And the final example is bait. So the t that looks like the abrupt short stop of the feminine, however this is masculine, and this is masculine singular, meaning house. So those were some irregular nouns, irregular noun forms. Some of them you just need to memorize. Some of them you can know by the nature of their gender, are they male or female, and some of them you know because those are the body parts that come in twos. And that concludes this short video about nouns in absolute form.